are not going to interrupt this record. Yes, we are.
May the 4th be with you. Hello again, everyone. It's Dwayne. It is Wednesday, May the 4th, 2016. Yes, May the 4th be with you. And this is the last midweek edition of One Man's Opinion. And I am going to explain that in a little bit. First of all, let's get delegate counts. Democrats need 2383. Clinton right now has 1682. Sanders has 1361. Sanders' win in Indiana last night brought him a little closer, and that was the 18th state that he has won. I don't think people really are voting for Bernie as much as they are voting against Hillary Clinton. There is a never Hillary movement like there was a never Trump movement and a never Cruz movement. And I don't think that Bernie can scrounge up as many socialists out there as he thinks. Bernie is bringing them in, kind of like Trump. I mean, both of them are anti-establishment candidates. And Bernie's been packing them in. Hillary, not so much. So like I said, I don't think that they're voting so much for Bernie as they are against Hillary. I guess that remains to be seen. All right, going over to the Republicans real quick. With 1237 needed, Donald Trump now has crossed the 1,000 mark. He is at 1,047. Ted Cruz ended his campaign last night with a whimper. He lost by double digits, and he leaves out with 565 delegates. Today, Governor John Kasich, who thought he had a path to the nomination, well, he ran out of yellow bricks on that road. Today, he ended his campaign, suspended it. He had 153 is what he finished out with. Actually, he would be in fourth place in the delegate count for the Republicans. In third place would be Marco Rubio, who closed out his campaign a while back with 171. The closest in the delegate count from that point is Ben Carson with a whopping 9. Now, in order for Trump to make this transition, he's going to have to quit being the populist and become the politician. He is going to have to stop being the anti-establishment and start to rely on the establishment. He's going to need honest-to-goodness politicians to help him. Now, I've heard some names bandied about. I heard Newt Gingrich, which would be a good choice. Alan West would be a good choice. Actually, I think if he's going to have a cabinet, he should put Alan West as Secretary of Defense. That's just my opinion. I could be right. There was Ben Carson's name that was bandied about. I even heard Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio. Anything's possible. Little Marco and Lion Ted, you know. I mean, you think about Donald Trump. He yesterday was going after Rafael Cruz, Ted Cruz's father, saying that he was seen with Lee Harvey Oswald around the time of the Kennedy assassination, that Ted Cruz might be the Zodiac Killer, even though the Zodiac Killer was in the 60s, and Ted Cruz wasn't born until, I think, 1970. So he'd actually have to be time traveling. I also heard that he may be from Mars, so I guess he could have time traveled. Who knows? Donald Trump was throwing stuff out there, throwing it against the wall, see if it would stick. He was throwing red meat to the lions, folks, and the lions were eating it up. I'm not saying that the Trump people are stupid, but, you know, if you actually believe that, I got some swampland just off the coast of California looking real good right now for you. Donald Trump actually is the National Enquirer of the political process. And I'm not trying to put down the National Enquirer, folks, because the National Enquirer actually has had some stories that actually were true. But like the old saying, a stop clock is right twice a day. Okay, let's move on. Oh, before I go any further, before you think I'm anti Donald Trump, no, I'm not. I am going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm going to treat Donald Trump the same way I treat Hillary Clinton, with contempt mostly, but I am going to go after both of them. I'm going to put their feet to the fire because nobody else in journalism is doing it. Well, if they are, it's very few people. I'm not a journalist. I'm just an opinion guy here, okay? But I am going to hold some feet to the fire, all right? I'm not going to play favorites from this point on. My guy is out, so be it. C'est la vie. But I will tell you this right now. Contrary to popular opinion from all the talking heads, all the pundits, all the idiots on the networks and all that, Donald Trump will beat Hillary Clinton by double digits in the general election. I just predicted it. All right. Bernie Sanders, we've talked about this before. He is not going to be the nominee because the Democrats aren't quite ready to come out as socialists. They're real close, maybe another 10, 20 years. They will be the Democrat Socialist Party. I think there are some already pushing for that within the party, but I don't think they're quite ready to come out of the closet. As for the Republicans, they've leaned so far to the left now, they are the moderate party. There's no more conservatives in the the GOP, the RNC, whatever. The ones that claim to be conservatives are sinos, conservatives in name only. I need to patent that. All right. Bernie Sanders, if he was the nominee, would garner millions of votes. But I don't think he could beat Donald Trump because I don't think there are that many socialists in this country. Again, 10, 20 years down the road, who knows? But I don't think Hillary can do it because, A, Hillary's not going to get the woman vote, especially the young woman vote. The young feminist out there see what Hillary has done to protect her husband with all the affairs he had and the bimbo eruptions, as Schlimbaugh had called them. She basically denigrated these women, called them liars, called them everything but, what they were. And these young women are seeing Hillary Clinton for what she is. Of course, Hillary Clinton was thrown off the Watergate committee because she didn't want to give Richard Nixon, the sitting president at the time, due process. She wanted just to convict his ass and be done with it. She did not want to give him due process. That's why she could not win or she couldn't get her law license in Washington, D.C. She couldn't pass the law or the bar exam. But she could in Arkansas, and she wound up with Bill Clinton, and the rest is history. Hillary Clinton will not get the youth vote. That's going to Bernie right now. If Bernie is not on the ticket, the youth of this country that are going after Bernie are going to look at Hillary Clinton and laugh. Now, someone suggested that Donald Trump will get some of those votes. I don't think so because Donald Trump represents everything they hate. They hate capitalism. They hate conservatives. They don't understand it. They're drinking their Starbucks while they're playing on their Apples and iPads and all that. They're wearing designer clothes and tennis shoes and backpacks, and they hate capitalism. Low to no information voters, folks. That's what we're dealing with there. I don't think they will go for Donald Trump. If they do, I will be surprised. Most of them, I don't think, will vote. I think most of them will sit home in mommy and daddy's basement or garage where they're living. They'll be playing their Xbox or their PlayStations or playing on their iPads or whatever with their little iPods going with their whatever you call their music. I don't know what they call it. It's not music, though. Or they'll be out protesting for more free shit. More free college, more free health care, more free this, more free that. Plus, we want $15 an hour to put a pickle on a burger. McDonald's and all these places are going to put robots in, and these kids are going to be lucky to find a freaking job. Well, with the degrees they're coming out with, lesbian dance method and all the liberal arts degrees and stuff, they're going to be lucky to be able to get a job at a McDonald's. They're going to be unemployable. One thing that this country ought to do, and Donald Trump should do it once he becomes president, is cut all federal funding to the universities. Make them get rid of all this garbage that they are passing as education and get back to teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic, because most of these kids have no idea about history. Some of them can't even spell their own names, but they can write a check, or write their name on a check, from the alumni that are, paying them off because they're good basketball or football players, whatever. Anyway, in the time I've got left, I'm going to explain some things. Like I said, this is the last Wednesday One Man's Opinion. As of last night, I was not going to do this show anymore because my guy lost. And my wife, bless her heart, talked some sense into me. She said it's just now starting to get interesting. And I thought about it, and it's like, yeah, she's right. Because we're going to have Donald Trump and more than likely Hillary Clinton going head to head. It's going to be a freaking cage match, folks. And I don't think Donald Trump is going to lose to the old hag. Yep, I think he's going to pin her 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be it. But I started thinking, if I do this show anymore, I'm going to have to change the format again. This bi-weekly thing is killing me. Wednesdays, I get off from work. I have to come here and start on the show, say about 5 o'clock. By the time I get it posted, sometimes it's 9 and 9:30 at night. And for a 15-minute show, I have pretty much all day Sunday that I can play, So Sundays, it's going to be a better time for me to do the show. Probably a better time for most of you to listen to it and even watch it because I may do some video from time to time. So we're going to start doing it on Sundays, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. I don't know yet. It just depends on the content that I have to talk about. And there's some stuff going on in this country I've been just chomping at the bits to talk about, but I haven't been able to because of the time constraints and what we've been talking about politically. So I'm going to start talking about a little bit more of that stuff. Now, this coming Sunday, I will not be here. I'm going to take the weekend off essentially and recharge and spend some time with the lovely wife. It's Mother's Day weekend after all, and you shouldn't be listening to stuff like this. You should be spending time with your significant other, enjoying it, or your mother. So, what I'm going to do is sign off for now. We will see you again on May 15th. I'm not sure the time yet that the show will be posted, but it will be posted on the One Man's Opinion fan page. If you have not yet checked that out, join it. There's going to be some surprises along the way coming from the Facebook page here. I had all kinds of stuff I could have talked about today. I could have done 30 minutes today just talking about some of the stuff that's gone on this week. But yellow alert. We've got some thunderstorms coming through. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get off here while the getting's good. You guys and gals have a great couple of weeks. Like I said, I'll see you again May 15th. And for the last time for the midweek show, I will say your prayers for America. Be good to one another. And later!